Hey, good morning, guys. So, just south of Dickinson, North Dakota, I headed out last night way later than I planned. Just the nature of what I do for a living. I was at work a couple hours late getting some things done, and then I had to stop by Fargo Shields. That's 2 years in a row. That's my routine. Got some elk calls. I got 10 of these. All my Phelps calls that I like were kind of blown out from the last year, so I bought 10 of those bad boys. Just setting up my inReach. I know Mom will be happy about that. Kind of waiting on, I got like 80 y'all that 8 of my people, my family or whatever, that I added on that I think would watch me, but waiting on that to go through. But yeah, heading south, super fired up. I'm gonna get to Colorado at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, kind of where I bought my tags last year. I'm gonna do the same thing. It's still muzzleloader season today and tomorrow, so I brought orange. I'm gonna hunt tomorrow for sure, but I'm thinking more scout / hunt, get a game plan action the next couple days. I figure there'll be a lot less hunters in the woods. There'll still be a ton, I have a feeling, but Monday through Friday, I'm sure, without being muzzleloader season. So that's kind of the plan of attack. I got like 6 different areas within the unit that I'm hunting that I plan to go after. So yeah, been talking about all year, been training, a lot's come into it. I know I haven't been posting a lot lately about it, but I just kind of been focused on the task at hand. So I'll keep in touch. Let's freaking go. Hey, how's it going? So I've been on the road all day, a few stops for gas and that, little pizza action, but check this out. We got mountains. We are just about to come in on the northern side of Colorado and start climbing elevation, honestly. So pretty fired up. It's about an hour from where I bought my tags last year, which I'll, kind of just make a ritual of it. When I hunt Colorado, I'll stop the same place here. But anyway, yeah, just touching base. Tonight I'm not gonna have a lot of time. I'm literally gonna have to like kind of find a place to camp / maybe I'll road bugle tonight or hope to hear something. We'll see. Tomorrow might be just as much a scouting mission as any kind of hunting. Still muzzleloader season, like I said earlier, so that might not be a bad thing anyway. Get used to elevation a little bit and all that, but we'll play it by ear. I got all week, Monday through Friday, Saturday a little bit, so to actually get hunting done. So yeah, like I said, just touching base. Let's go. Hey, so I'm kind of fired up. I just got, this is the exact same spot that I camped last year. I made that little fire ring. It's kind of just a little jut in this road. There's a spot where a guy could have a hell of a camp over here if I ever brought, more than one vehicle or somebody's came. But man, I didn't expect this to be open. I mean, there was a ton of rubs and sign and stuff in there last year. And I guess all year I dreamed about what it would be like to hunt that during the rut. So I don't know. This gravel road goes on up in there a good ways. I guess I've got no way to know if there's another guy camping up here a little ways or anything, but I don't see anybody right here at all. So this is kind of good news, honestly. Like awkwardly looking to see if there's any other vehicles. I feel like I'm off the road. Now what happens is I go straight up. A couple hundred feet right there. Get up on a bench about 10,000 feet. So, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna get my camp all set up. I don't have tables or anything this year. I'm just sleeping in the back of the truck. Super mobile this year. So I may get a chair out, might make a little fire action. And dude, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping maybe I'll hear some bugles tonight. That'd be pretty badass. So all right, let's go. Hey, how's it going? So it's a couple hours into the first day here. I've kind of been going a couple things. I'm trying to acclimate myself slowly to the mountains, so I'm chugging water about as much as I can force myself to drink. And then I'm just taking much of the same path as the few days. I'm kind of doing what I did in 3 days last year today, just because I'm more comfortable and I know where in hell I'm going. So I'm seeing a lot of sign, a lot of fresh shit, or whatever skit, if you want to be politically correct. But anyway, yeah, a lot of sign, and I haven't heard a bugle yet, so that's a bummer. But if you want to see what I'm doing here, other than admiring this view here, so behind me, it just kind of drops off into this valley, and then back up the other side, and there's several different ridges, or mountain systems, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just kind of floating through here. I'm gonna cast some bugles down through here, see if something fires off. That's where I actually just came from about an hour ago, that direction anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna keep bugling. Something I watched said to bugle about every time you think what something couldn't have heard the last bugle you did. So every couple hundred yards or so I've been bugling. So that's kind of the program. I'm going to cover some ground, explore some things here. I got a route planned out that ought to take me most of the day to do as much time as I'm taking to make it. So anyway, I'll stay in touch, but that's what's going on so far for today. Got some good rest last night. I'm pretty fresh. I'm kind of testing my body out a little bit. This mountain's a son of a bitch regardless, but I think I'm doing all right, so I'll keep in touch. Hey, how we doing? So I'm in this spot. It's pretty sweet. Check this out, dude. It's not that it's that high, but it's like, I think it was 1,100 feet or 10,100 feet, whatever it is. But it's about as high as I can get on this range. But yeah. I'm gonna bugle down through there and see what happens. It might be obviously I've never even heard a bugle in real life, so I imagine I'd go after it. But that's beautiful right there, I'm telling you. Yeah, otherwise this is about as far deep as I'm gonna go before I make like my little route back to the truck. I shouldn't say back to the truck. I've got like another 3-mile loop I want to make, and then actually come in on the north side of the road with the truck. But I don't want to go any deeper than this as far away from the truck. So, all right, I'll keep in touch. Hey, so it's like an hour and a half before dark, and I'm kind of on the end of my little walkabout today. I haven't heard or seen anything. Lots of sign. And like as fresh as it gets. Elk shit right here. It's all clumped up like buck shit. I'm about to walk up on a burn that I have to walk across. I'm honestly just trying to get back to the access road so I can shag ass back to camp. But I'm gonna explore this I guess it'd be the west side of the road. Or the west side of the road in the morning. But the reason I get on here is, holy shit, if I come up in this huge burn, there might be an elk out there. I'll stay in touch. But it doesn't get much more fresh as far as that elk shit. Let's see. Hey, good morning. So I'm just walking up this same service road I'm parked on. But second morning, I'm on this big burn here. I'm gonna bugle out across here and see if anything happens. My goal this morning was to spend a few hours or half a day here, and if I don't get into anything, I'm gonna make a pretty big change. So I guess I'm about to glass and everything. I'm gonna set the phone up for here. So I didn't get anything to sound off there. I'm just gonna keep, it's about a 1.5 mile long road. As much as I wanna like get up in there with them or whatever, I did that all day yesterday. Just trying to, exert effort to find them, but I don't know, tactic today, I'm gonna cover ground, try to find high spots, try to get something that actually wants to bugle back at me. That's my strategy, is to want to call one in. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against sitting on something if I see an epic water hole or a wallow or something, but I haven't seen anything that freaked me out on that note. Anyway, but yeah, I'll stay in touch. I didn't get anything on this first one. It's kind of like hooting turkeys. Just a little disheartening when you don't hear nothing, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll keep moving. Hey guys, so just wanted to update on what I got going on here. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's Monday morning. So muzzleloader season ended yesterday, so that's why I don't have orange on today compared to yesterday. But yeah, I started out stomping down that service road, just kind of calling to the north off the service road. And then now my strategy, I'll throw a little onyx hunt action up, but now my strategy is just going to be to kind of work through this whole, when I say flats, like you'll go, obviously elevation changes up and down, but I try to target these flats where there's going to be like some more open woods. And I will tell you, if you can tell, 1 second here, there's just a shitload of deadfall. Like if you look through this timber, I'll get you a better look at some of it, but it can really test your legs. Obviously I don't walk through all of that. I gotta go through it, but you gotta like pick your lane and you almost kind of zigzag through it or avoid it if you can. Some storms, beetle kill, whatever's causing that, but yeah, I'm in kind of like I said, I'll put up an onyx hunt map, but this next little route kind of just has a lot of these little green meadows, and what these are, they're kind of soggy. They've got moisture coming from these springs. They're beautiful, look like a good spot. I found some hollows on some of them, but anyway, that's all great. But I'm going every couple hundred yards, I'm stopping and calling, and kind of chilling, kind of a version of like still hunting for whitetails. But the difference is I'm calling, giving it like 1 minute, and then I'm moving. The hope would be that one would answer. I'd hear a bugle, and then I could make a move on that. With that being said, I'm doing cow calling a little bit first before bugling, just so that it doesn't, like, if I happen to be within a couple hundred yards of one, so it doesn't just shock one or whatever. So I'll quit talking. I'm trying to make sure I get a little bit of footage here for you, so I'm gonna set the phone down and just kind of record what I got going on here. Heads up. So, no action there. So I'm not gonna stop, obviously, in video every time I do that. Just to put in perspective, I've been hunting for about 2 hours. I've probably done a sequence similar to that 10, if not 15 different times already. Probably 15 or 20. So that's just kind of, as soon as I get far enough to where I think something may not have heard the last one, I'm doing it again. So heads up, I'm gonna get after it for a few more hours. I got a big loop I'm gonna do and then end up back at the truck.
If I don't have any luck this morning, I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't really have to pack up much for camp. I'll show you camp when I get back. It's pretty mobile, but probably swing through town. I don't have any like normal food at all, so if I don't have any luck, I'm gonna swing through town. I might stop at the conservation agent there and say what's up to him, introduce myself. But then I'm gonna explore a whole new area, so I'm kind of excited about that. So maybe I'll be back in touch with a dead bull or cow or whatever. We'll see. But that's the plan. Yeah, I'll be in touch. On a game trail just kind of coming off where I just was calling at. I'm gonna keep following it. A lot of fresh sign on it. Fresh tracks. Now this track's heading that way, so that doesn't help me a whole lot, but just to put in perspective, well, that track is that deep. The nose of it's even deeper. I was studying tracks last night, I downloaded a bunch of the outdoor class, Corey Jacobson stuff to just kind of keep me busy in the truck, and just kind of studying the tracks and that. So I'm no expert yet, but this one's pretty deep and it's big, so I'd like to think a bull or a whatever, but who the hell knows. But anyway, figured I'd share that. Hey, so I just got done with the I guess the second morning hunt. I don't know if I'll move super far. There's I think 6 different spots within probably the 10 miles, you know, where I'm at, that I had scouted out, but this is the spot I hunted last year. I just needed to know that I hunted it in the rut, and I'll be damned, I found all kinds of sign. I mean, I don't know this, I'm going the strategy of trying to call one in and everything, so we'll see. But anyway, this is my camp I'm walking up on. This year I went completely mobile. Like I literally, other than that one chair that I literally just put my boots on in the morning, I just kind of been living out of the truck. I show you what I got here. I'm gonna turn this around for you. All right, let's get the truck unlocked. So yeah, truck, nothing exciting. A little coffee action happened there this morning. If it weren't for all the trash in there, this was just a couple bow cases and some extra water. So I think I'll go ahead and shoot my bow once, so I'm not going to put that away. But cool part, I don't recall exactly. It's gonna pops and give me shit that I'm still doing this, but it'll be alright. This is my truck camper setup. So kind of got a, we'll grab my pat blanket there before you get some of that. But yeah, this is built here where I can put the ladder and the chair in there. Some extra storage over here. I built this plywood box. There's a cubby at the end down there. It's got some of those little cloth baskets or whatever there. You wouldn't believe all the stuff. That's where mainly all my food and stuff's at. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see up in there. Yeah, you can see all right. This is the bed. It's like one of those Menards special. It's like a foam spring mattress thing. One of those ones you cut the bag and it explodes open. Pretty damn comfortable, honestly. I've been sleeping amazing. Probably the miles I'm putting on are helping. So yeah, little shelf kind of fits right in up underneath the window there. That shelf is clutch, honestly. So yeah, this is where I've been hanging. Otherwise, yeah, not much of a camp. Literally, I didn't build a fire or nothing. I put my boots on there, but otherwise, this year was 100% devoted to hunting my ass off. So nothing against it. Last year, I was drinking beer and barbecuing and set up some tables and coolers. And even though I was by myself, I like made a little camp. But this year, I told myself I was going to be way more mobile. I spent a day and a half here, stomped everything last year and then more, and then everything north of the road, which I had never done. Saw lots of sign, no bugles, didn't see any elk. I don't know.
I'm gonna move. I'm not going to spend more time in a spot where I'm not seeing or hearing anything. So, but yeah, now I've got this out of the way. I may or may not run to town. I don't have any regular groceries. It'd be nice to have some kind of regular food to eat in the evenings. I've got the dehydrated meals, which is fine. We'll see. I'd also like to stop by and see the conservation agents. I regretted not doing that last year. So there's like a little headquarters there in the town I stopped through. So anyway, this is camp, first one anyway. And a little preview, kind of my little pet project here. Beats the hell out of the cot with the totes underneath it that I could feel in my body. Most importantly, I suppose I should show this. More importantly, I put this roof rack on here. And a lot of, I like the recovery boards. I hope I never have to use them, but they'd be better to have them and not need them. Little gas action, same thing. But getting all these coolers, and then that big tote's got all my miscellaneous stuff in it. Just complete miscellaneous stuff. But having that stuff up there keeps it out of the back of my truck. Like last year even, I mean, the cot was the cot. That's fine. But there was stuff slid underneath the cot. There was coolers, took up the entire next to the cot. Especially like in transit and back home, sleeping at Walmart parking lot. I'm in there like all tight with no space at all. So this was my vision. Box didn't turn out exactly. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but I'm pretty happy with that box thing. I can't like sit up on it very good, but it's worth it to have all that storage underneath and everything. So, and I can sit on the floor to the right next to it. I did that a couple times and just chilling. All right, well, I'm gonna shut up and I got this little makeshift shower thing I made out of a pump sprayer. I might wash my ass. It's been a few days. Honestly, I haven't showered since before I left from Minnesota. So I may, sorry about that. I may get cleaned up and make a move, I think. So I'll stay in touch. Mule deer buck right there. That's pretty dope. What to think of.
Morning, guys. So it's Tuesday morning. I spent like 5 hours yesterday afternoon just cruising around, marking different accesses that I'm gonna work the next couple days, or to probably take me a couple days to hunt all the different spots, high, mid, low. I'm still kind of in that same elevation that I've been hunting the last couple days, but anyway, I just came through a hell of a lot. I just gained a couple 100 feet through this blowdowns. I don't know if you can really tell that, but behind me, I've been calling like I talked about yesterday. Just kind of cast some bugles and then some locator, cast some cow calls and then some locator bugles. I didn't hear anything, so my strategy today is going to be to cover ground. I'm going to go ridge to ridge, calling, wait 2-3 minutes, and then keep moving, and just keep hitting all those different access points. I pretty much committed to try to call one in, so that's the name of the game. Yeah, let's see what happens. I'll keep in touch. Officially heard my first bugle. It's like fucking plunking. It's on me. There's a bull on the other side of this pond, on the other side of the creek. Shit. I'm gonna go back the same way I just came and try to get across the creek up on that side with him, and my wind's coming the wrong way. So, heads up, I'll stay in touch. convinced that I had a bull answer me. He was just kind of chuckling as a response. My wind was blowing kind of like I was across the creek for one. And my wind was like, I was just in line with him. So what I did is I dropped back as fast as I could, crossed the creek, got up on his level. Whole thing probably took less than 10 minutes, if that. And now I'm on his same level. And unless he saw me or smelled me getting over here, I don't know. Maybe. But otherwise, boy, I tell you, that's what I thought a guy ought to do. Because at this point, I should be on this side with my wind going, back towards me with him on this side. I just switched sides of the creek, which is cute. I was on a pretty sweet trail on that other side, but I'm going to keep working back in here and calling occasionally, just like I was. Holy shit. I honestly thought that was everything up until he's not answering now, which I'm going to give it a little time. I might try a couple more times here, but I'm pretty certain I just heard my first bugle, which was one of my goals. Simple goal, but Missouri boy that's never done this. That just happened. So, alright, good practice if nothing else here. Let's go. Hey, so I'm just about back to the truck. I'm walking, I don't know, this last, I don't even know, last half mile or something's been on this service road. I've been just bugling down into these holes and that. But other than that, one little bit of excitement this morning. No luck, good exercise. Beautiful scenery. But check this shit out. This is a pretty dope, there's my target. This little lake here. There's my camper. My camp set up, which I haven't even been building fires or anything, honestly. It's been just totally hunt and sleep. Yesterday I cruised around a bunch, but even when I got here, I couldn't do it. I had to just lay up and eat. But yeah, check this out. Isn't that beautiful? It's some of y'all gonna say I'm full of shit, but it's bittersweet. Obviously, this is something I thought about all year, but man, it'd be nice to have the wife, not on this trip, but I'd love to bring her back out here. Or anybody. What a beautiful place to frickin' be in general. Just the views are making it pretty good for the soul. But and it's not normal for me. I haven't spent much time out west. But anyway, figured I'd share. I'll probably document a little each day. Obviously, the important one will be if I'm freaking out. I don't know if I'll get fucking lucky enough to do that or not. Damn chipmunk over there. But, well, I thought I had him figured out this morning. Circled back around him. And had to watch him. I've been watching a lot of that freaking elk 101. But, if I had to guess, he saw me or smelled me. The wind was shitty right out of the gate. That's why I ducked back right away. But when I came up on the ridge with him, the sun was shining right on me. Who knows? He might have seen me come up there. So, got to be the first one. So, learn from it. Hey, so I just hiked in here about a mile. I'm standing within a couple hundred yards of where I heard that bugle yesterday morning. It's about a half hour after daylight right now. About an hour, if not more, earlier than when I heard that bugle. There's a bunch of rubs that I found just up the ridge from here, so my tactic was to get here early and cow call and bugle early, and maybe cut him off. I was going with a hunch that he was coming from deeper in, like with the end of how far I hiked in yesterday. There's a bunch of meadows and just beautiful down in there. Anyway, heads up, I may not hear anything, but this is the game plan I came up with, so let's see what happens here.
Hey, how's it going? So I went back in that area that I had that bull answer me yesterday. and hunted till about 11 o'clock. Right now it's about 1. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm switching mountain ranges. If you can see here, this is a huge mountain range, way more significant of a mountain range than what I've been hunting. I've been on sign in that, but I haven't seen any elk yet, which is throwing me off a little bit, honestly. When I move through the woods, I always make sure the wind's in my face. You know, I'm walking along and there's squirrels and chipmunks and shit right along my, you know, right next to me. I'm not spooking things, you know, so I would have thought I'd at least stumbled into a damn cow or something, you know, spooked one. Throwing me off a little bit on that, so I'm hoping switching up areas will be a good change. If nothing else, it'll just be exploring another area. A lot more trailhead systems, trail systems, I should say, and trailheads. I assume, I'll be in touch, but I assume there's going to be trailers and campers and things like that. But on that same note, I can't help but think that that means that it's probably better hunting if there's a lot more people over here. So we'll see what happens. I'll stay in touch. I got this afternoon 2 full days and then Saturday morning, so we'll see if I can make it happen.
Not even sure what the last thing I told you guys was, but I was cruising all up and down this new mountain range looking for different pull-offs. I found a cool little campsite actually, which would have been a good deal, but this last trailhead I checked had one other truck, and I was going to go and stay there. Then the dude came busting out of the trailhead with 2 trekking poles and no bow. It's like, yes, he's just into hiking. Anyway, I took his spot when he left, right by the fire pit and everything. And honestly, I'll probably stay here the rest of the trip, the next couple days. I wanted to show you this though. I'm just kind of stalking around. I got like 2 hours to hunt. I'm only gonna hunt for like another 30 minutes before I head back. To make it back before dark. It's like 6 o'clock right now. But anyway, check this out. This is an example of it's a rub. And it's a 7-foot tall rub. But you can see how that tree is dead. And the fact, obviously, that tree is dead. That's an old rub. Probably last year. But confirmation. Obviously, we're in Colorado. Obviously, there's 18 trucks at that one trailhead. I should have took a picture of that. So we're in the area, but it's cool to see where I'm hunting with, you know, recent activity like that within the last year or so. So, all right, right now I'm putting the snake. I'm heading north. I'm getting up on this ridge to look down in this valley. Just kind of want to see it, but it's good to see. I found a lot of elk shit already, and I'm just kind of still hunting. I've cow called a little bit. With all the hunters that are up and down this gravel road, I don't know. I probably will bugle some in the morning, but tonight I'm just going to kind of still hunt around. So I'll stay in touch. This out. So, this is like the fish's track I've seen. You can see where it's stumped this in. It's still like fucking wet on the inside of that track. That's this is a wallow, but it's some kind of weird little. I bet it used to be. If it was more wet, it might could. I suspect that some of those limbs that are all effed up were one time a pool. Might be reaching a little bit there, but just a thought. Anyway, this is a good sign. There's tracks in here. So that bull was heading. I hate to admit my fucking wind is heading right towards where he's heading. But once again, good sign. I got a couple days to hunt this whole there's just tons of opportunity. I marked like 8 different spots where you can just, instead of having pull-ins, they just like have wide spots in the road where guys are just pulling off to the side. So if I'm like running the gun and just covering ground, at some point I could do a little bit of that. This might not be a bad spot to set up Saturday morning. I've got to get a really quick hunt in if I'm still hunting. This might be a good thing. I think the fact that I'm close to where Rob was last year and that I've got a big ass bull track right where I'm sitting, I think that's enough for me to hunt it. Even out of a stand here Saturday morning, I better shut the hell up and I'm just gonna check this out a little bit more, and then I gotta head back to camp for the second daylight. I'm pretty fired up though. Let's go. Hey, good morning. So it's Thursday morning. I was the only one parked at the trailhead last night. Probably naive to think that I had it all to myself, but I was literally sitting there brushing my teeth a half hour before daylight, and four-wheelers drove right by me, right down the trail I was going to go on. I noticed that yesterday, but a lot of times trails are for traffic or horses only. A lot of the trail systems up here allow ATVs, so that's provided a new challenge. Regardless, I called them audible. I'm just going a deeper version of what I did last night. Like, I haven't been on trail at all. I'm just kind of working my way with the wind in my favor up the completely the other direction from the trail. I'll end up just the shape of the mountain back at the trailhead potentially in a few hours. But and there's other four-wheeler trails that lead into like the route I'm going, so I might run into some people, but I haven't heard anything this morning. I've only bugled once or twice. I'm kind of just cow calling here and there as I go, but just figured I'd update you here. I just came through a bunch of open, kind of like meadow looking action, like little valleys full of trees, and it's a beautiful place. I honestly just still wanted that whole field the last 45 minutes, just thinking I'd like to see one as I'm walking through the trees, but anyway, now I'm getting in the timber, so I think the majority of the rest of my hike today is just going to be off trail, busting. I'm just not busting, but slipping through this timber, calling every once in a while. So we'll see what happens. Hey, how we doing, guys? So I've been at it for a few hours today. Like I said earlier, I'd stayed away from that trail because all the four-wheelers went busting down it. But I went in about a mile off trail, just randomly, kind of in past where I scouted last night. Got on a few game trails and stuff, calling every once in a while. I was more still hunting than anything. Saw a few mule deer a little bit ago, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, check this out. You can see behind me, and then in front of me, there's a snowmobile trail that I got a hunch to get on. And don't get me wrong, for about half of it, it's fairly open and made sense. I'm assuming that they just fell a bunch of these trees. You can see they're cut. Just knowing that there'll be a shitload of snow on top of it when it comes time to snowmobile trailing, I guess. I don't know. It's not too bad to snake through. But anyway, main reason I'm going to get on here, check this out. So, not to be completely gross, I mean, this shit's still wet, dude. And gooey. The freshest bullshit I've ever found. The last 2 years. Literally, I feel like that means a bull had to have been here in the last hour or two. If not sooner, dude. That's still slimy. But I need to shed some gear and charge my phone anyway. I'm just going to sit right here. I called a little bit when I first saw that. I'm just going to sit here and chill for about a half hour while I charge my phone and eat a protein bar. And we'll see what happens. I figured I'd share that with you. Otherwise, I got about another half a mile up this snowmobile trail. And then it'll bust out on it's like walking, hiking, and four-wheeler trails. So I'm pretty sure there won't be any trees to step over or anything, which will be a blessing. Anyway, I'll stay in touch. Hey guys, how we doing? So just figured I'd share. I did that off-trail jaunt earlier. I just busted like 1.5 miles down this other trail to get to like this 3-way trail here. Interesting, the reason I pointed out, like the trail that I'm camped on, trailhead, and the trail I'm just hiked on, have 4-wheelers and motorbikes. Like I just had a dirt bike zip by and wave at me. This one is only hiking, horses, bikes, or e-bikes. I should have studied a little bit more on that, because like the e-bike thing for this would be dope to get way deeper. Convinced myself whether there was a 4-wheeler coming, but that's definitely a plane. Anyway, I don't know. I think I'm gonna call every once in a while just on the way out. A little plane action for you. But I think I'm gonna get back to the truck and try some of those little pull-offs the side of the road. Maybe I'll get in on something that nobody's messed with. So I think that's the plan of attack. I feel good about what I did this morning. Holy shit, elevation gain, and then fresh sign. So I'm trying to get after them. Wind was in my face the whole time, so I could have easily stumbled into some. So I'll stay in touch. I'm about to bust a move down this trail. Oh my God. There's a beautiful sight. I just got my butt kicked. I'm not sure how many miles I put on, but it was up, off trail, straight up, and even the off coming down on the trail was all downhill for the most part. Pretty brutal hiking. So anyway, I have no clue what I want to do now. This is my pretty cool spot. Probably the best, probably one of the better campsites I've had. But I still didn't cook anything or make a fire last night. Just got all my shit ready and went to bed. But yeah, I have no clue what I'm gonna do. There was a lot of 4-wheeler traffic and all that kind of shit here. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll go off grid here some more. Go to some of those pull-offs. My feet hurt worse than they have the whole trip. Not to whine about it, but it was a pretty brutal day of hiking. So I told myself I would sit that water hole one night. Of course, that's on that other mountain range. So I guess I'll stay in touch on what I decide to do. But yeah, I'll stay after it. Got this afternoon, tomorrow all day, and then Saturday morning. Then that's all she wrote. So just about, in theory, 2 days. So we'll see what happens. So I'm sitting on my backpack, just whatever. But I'm just sitting here watching this little meadow or whatever. I'm just sprouts and shit I found last night. The wind's weird in the mountains. It's so weird. Like every time you press the powder, it goes a different direction right now. Normally it's coming down the mountain in the morning, going up the mountain at night, and then back down the mountain as it goes down again. So, I don't know, I guess being in this little meadow, I got, I've got elevation on both sides of me. That might be what's kind of weird, but I'm just going to risk it that anything that comes in, on this side of me potentially can smell me right now for the most part. I'm just rolling the dice. Maybe, I know there's a bull in the area. I found super fresh track last night and scat. That's another thing. Am I going to call it shit or am I going to call it scat? Scat sounds kind of whatever, but shit just sounds a little bit too rough. I just don't know. So I have to figure that out. But droppings, no, we can't do that. Anyway, holy shit, I got my ass kicked today on the mountain. I wasn't even tracking it, but Onyx said 2,500 elevation gain or something like that, which I'm not saying that's super impressive, but for me, that's probably the most I've ever had one day. Anyway, I think it was 8 miles. was sitting there with my feet up at the truck about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. Really, for one, pondering what the hell I'm going to do my last day to hunt, but pretty certain I was going to talk myself out of hunting this evening because of how hard I hunted this morning, but I couldn't do it. So that's why I figured I'd just come up here and check things out. Maybe I'll catch one coming across here. If not, at least I can feel like I gave it all I got. So I've only got about an hour that I can sit before I need to make it back. I'm only like 800 yards from the truck. But yeah, that's the update for Thursday afternoon. I got all day tomorrow, and maybe something like what I'm doing now. Saturday morning, maybe I'll find something, a wallow or something. I've got that one spot on that other mountain that I was always going to hunt, but we'll see what happens here. Hey, good morning, guys. So it's my last full day of the hunt. I came back in on this area where I heard that bugle a couple days ago. I couldn't help myself, honestly, so I just got off trail a little bit. I'm just kind of trying to bugle down into these faces, these mountain faces. Typically in the morning they should be going back up to bed here over the next couple hours, but I'm just kind of slipping, going every once in a while. But yeah, I wanted to start with this spot, and then I've got a couple mile loops planned, just to kind of see what I can make happen. So we'll see if it's meant to be. I'll keep in touch. I just figured I'd touch base. Decided to hunt between these two little marshy areas. Way more sign than even I remembered a few days ago when I walked through here. Several wallows. Hey, it's hard to tell if they're too active or not. Several wallows, lots of tracks. One huge rock on my shoulder here. The sketchiest thing is the wind. Like it's going up the mountain. One second it's going down the mountain the next. It's really windy today. So that's the only sketchy thing. I opted to do this just because, honestly, I've been just picking areas and going off trail a handful of times, and it doesn't seem super productive. I hate to say I've given up on calling, but I sure haven't had much success with it. That's 90% of what I've been doing. But things have changed things up a little bit. I'm gonna sit here. Across the street, I'm just sitting in this kind of blowdown. But I'll be able to see, like if one came down through that other little marsh area, there's actually one here and another one over. But it's really thick. Like there's two incredible trails right here. That's what I usually like marked on Onyx. But it's so thick right there. I don't know. A whitetail moto there has, I guess. But I'm gonna sit for about 2 hours. I'm gonna definitely make sure I leave a little earlier than I would bow hunting back home or something, just to make sure I get my ass out of here. But I'll stay in touch. Good morning, guys. So it is officially Saturday morning. I sat that water hole on that rub last night. It always felt good, but nothing ever came through on that. I relocated last night just because I was way up the mountain, and pretty much all my scent, the wind comes down the mountain because of the thermals in the morning. So I went ahead and came off the mountain. Now I'm in a spot where it's just honestly an easy spot to camp more than anything. But I've never hunted. It's about 1,000 foot lower starting. Now I'm climbing up. I'm up about as high as I want to go. I just climbed about, I don't doing a big loop. Around. It's like a mile and a half. I changed my tactics yesterday afternoon to just still hunting. As much as I'd love to call one in and bugle, I also feel like that's alerting everything where I'm at, obviously. So I continue to stumble into fresh sign and shit and everything. So I feel like if I just slip into the woods, I could have a chance, with the wind in my face, of course. But I could have a chance of, spotting one stock and one whatever. That's kind of my only hope here. I wanted to absolutely have to leave by noon from the campsite. I'm probably going to spend the night in Rapid City and then drive the rest of the way home in the morning. I figure I'd touch base here. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen in the next couple hours. I'm just going to do another hour and a half or two, stalk through the woods here, pretty much what we're banking on. So I already found one super fresh pile of bullshit from last night, so there is a bull in the area. Let's see what So check this shit out. I just came through all that, stepping over and walking across logs and stuff. I saw the sunshine thinking maybe this would open up on this hillside. A lot more of the same. So my strategy is going to be to continue to fight my way across the ridge here. I hope that this deadfall cuts it out a little bit. You can kind of see it on Onyx map, but you never really know. This is fucking terrible though. I guess it's just right to get my ass totally kicked on the last morning. But yeah, hopefully I can get out of this deadfall and get a nice little ass into the stalk here, hopefully. Or the still hunt, whatever you want to call it. So I'll keep in touch, guys. Hey guys. So I did a big old still hunt this morning. I ran into a shitload of deadfall on the end of it. Honestly, I was close to a service road. It's gonna run me damn near over where I camp by that little lake. But anyway, I just figured a two mile hike that I can do. A ruck, honestly. I'm gonna stop and bugle down these ridges every once in a while, but I'm just gonna take this gravel road, cover some ground, / easy walking. Easy-ish anyway, beats the shit out of going through all that deadfall. But it's beautiful too. With that being said, unless a miracle happens, my hunt's over. I tell you, it's been an awesome week. I think back to the night when I was leaving town getting Taco Bell and stuff, seems like a month ago. But anyway, a full week living in the back of the truck, being in my own mind, being in my own thoughts, learning, tracking, scouting, mostly covering ground and calling. Switched gears to still hunting the last couple days. I don't know, I saw several mule deer. Had one elk answer me. I think it was the third morning. I tried to move and get down across the creek and up on a ridge with him. I'm sure he saw me. I don't know, to try to relive it, to think I could challenge bugled him, but he'd have had to do the same thing, which I don't know that he would have done. But that was probably the highlight of my trip as far as elk encounter. I didn't physically see any, which just blows my mind. Came across a lot of fresh sign, like literally within the last few hours shit. But yeah, it's a nice little workout to end the trip. But we'll see. Started to get a little discouraged going into last night, but I learned a lot. It was a hell of an adventure, if nothing else. Cleared my mind. I wasn't going to get into it, but spent some time by myself yesterday, just thinking through things and life, reflecting. Now I'm fired up to go back and kick ass on all levels. Yeah, I won't get too much into that, but you gotta watch me. But yeah, 2023 elk season pretty much coming to an end. I'm gonna drive to Rapid City tonight, get home tomorrow, and get back to it. So, all right, guys, I'll stay in touch. I was thinking in my mind earlier, I really wanted a 300-inch bull, but I might have to kill a couple 150-inch bucks to make up for it. So, we'll see. All right, till next year. I'll see you on the mountain again next year, I promise. Probably Colorado, unless I get drawn out for somewhere better. Another state here in the next couple years, probably. All right, guys. Until next time. Hey, guys, I'm just doing this little walkout. And I just heard a bugle. I don't know if it's real or not. I hate to doubt it. It's not too far from the road here. There's a truck driving by, and then I'm going to crack off again and see what happens. This could be interesting. If it's real, I guess. I'm gonna look at Onyx Hunt and see if there's any parking areas anywhere close. Might be a good indicator. Hey guys. So I guess, I'm not 100% sure. I was just bugling every once in a while. And I heard a bugle, sure as shit. Shame on me for always double guessing everything. Thought maybe it was a hunter. But I don't know, there was a truck drove by after that, but they didn't drive up here. If it was a hunter and they heard me, I think they'd be coming up here to hunt. Plus they're at the truck. So that would mean they're like, I don't know, man. Maybe they're just road bugling. Or maybe it's an elk. I tried a couple more times, nothing happened. I'm going to finish my little ruck here in about a mile, or about half a mile. I'm gonna walk right past where I heard it, and I'll try it again and see what that's all about. But that could be pretty badass. We'll see. But it's about 9 in the morning, so yeah, we'll just see what happens here directly. Hey guys, so I just hiked up this big timber fall deal. I'm standing exactly where I marked on Onyx that bugle came from. It seems like a pretty good spot to cast one down through here. There's one parking spot at this lake, a little ways up. That could have been a hunter, but I haven't been doing this long enough to know how far away you can hear a hunter. That was really loud, what I heard. But you're gonna be in for it here. I'm gonna call here once, then I'm gonna get up there and call once, and then work my way back down to the road. I was honestly on my exit, but don't get me wrong, I would love to see something happen here. But let's see what happens here. I just fucking did it. I just put the kill shot on him. Pretty brutal here. I shot him frontal at 10 yards. It's a 5-point, dude. I shot 3 times. The one went through his back leg. Oh my God, dude. That was a bugle that I heard from that other ridge. Oh my God, dude. It's got to have 4 on one side was the biggest thing. I was sitting there trying to make sure of. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. It literally came down to the last 10 minutes. If I'd have fought through that deadfall and went to the truck, it wouldn't have happened. He came down. I'm still in just shock, man. Oh my God. And he's not He ain't. He isn't, he isn't 400 yards from the road. Oh my God, dude. Still just his dying quiver here. That last shot right there went right in the goodie. Oh my God, dude. I can't believe it finally happened. Thank you so much, God, for this. I really thought my trip was over. I'd already done an outro on how I'm gonna stay after him next year. This bull, everything happens for a reason. Like I said, thank God for this. Make sure we're recording here. I went on that last walkabout this morning, even just being here. Like I did that sit last night, and honestly didn't like how far back in on that road I was, and the wind was gonna be going down the mountain because I was so high, so hell with it. I camped where I camped. I was gonna go on a walkabout, which I did. Probably a mile down through whatever. And it got so deadfall that I actually got up on a high road that went damn near all the way down to where I camped a few nights ago. And in my mind, and I was already signed off on this not happening, but in my mind I was like, fuck it, this is like a 2-mile ruck I'd do at home. I have to walk up and down Cormorant Road. I was like, hell with it, let's go. And I was gonna stop and bugle every once in a while. And I even videoed a little bit. I was like, oh shit, did I just hear a bugle? And I pinpointed it. And I walked up the deadfall, climbing hard. And luckily I checked the wind. Luckily the wind was heading, away from where I had marked it, the potential bugle. And, oh my gosh, man. I cow called a few times and let off a bugle. I heard a really soft, whiny bugle. I didn't get any of that on camera. But, then I heard some cracking and moving through the brush. And I was like, holy shit, that's an elk. And I watched it, and it moved on me. Like, somehow it came quiet. It got right in on me, like 15, 20 yards. And I cow called a few more times, and then I saw his horns. What was freaking me out is whether he had enough horn. They got to have 4 on one side, or it's something about a brow tine. But anyway, this is a solid 5x5. But he could see something through I was like behind a blowdown. Right behind me here is where I was at. And, oh man, I thought for sure I was going to get busted. But anyway, I had the wind in my favor. And I had him, it was through the first shot was through some shit. But he was looking right at me at an angle. And I told myself, I was like, I'm just going to do the frontal. Even through the shit. I've got that iron will, single bevel. I think if I'd let him go any further, he'd have busted. But anyway, I fired through, and I jumped up trying to see where he ran. And whatever I did, I haven't even seen the first shot because I hit him on the opposite side there. But it dropped his ass. So I don't know. He was coming up a hill. So part of me wonders if I didn't hit him frontal and spine back bone and drop him. And then he was still kicking around a little bit. And I was taught to shoot until they quit wiggling, which he actually just quit. Dying quiver lasted forever on this thing. But anyway, I shot again and like went through, he's probably gut shot bad, but that ain't how you clean him anyway. But anyway, I got one sticking out his fucking hind leg. That's honestly probably the first shot. I may be able to tell if that was the first shot depending on the arrow. I'm pretty comfortable with what arrows are what. But anyway, I put 2 more in him, so he's got 3 arrows in him. But holy shit, look at this, guys. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how hard I worked my ass off. I was prepared. I mean, I was prepared to not get it done. I mean, I had a wonderful trip. Everything about it was excellent. Tested myself mentally and physically. This is a hell of a long spiel here, but this is the biggest hunting achievement of my life. It's something that I've always dreamed of, and it's something that I'm going to do from now on now. And I called it in. It answered me. I moved on him. I called. He came in. Frontal. Holy shit. Here we go, boys. Last time I tried to touch him, he kind of still quivered. Look at that, boys. He's beautiful, man. I don't know much about him, scores or anything. He's not a monster, but I don't give a shit, just to clarify. Like anything legal, cow. I was so ready to shoot a cow even. So the fact that I got a 5x5 is epic. So now the fun begins. I'm gonna start getting him ready. The most perfect part about this, it's still gonna be a chore, but the most perfect part about this is I can probably get my truck within a few hundred yards of this thing, which makes me a little spoiled ass rotten, but it was somewhat planned, honestly. I knew I couldn't go far from the truck today, and holy shit, I watched 4 or 5 pickups go up and down the road or a few pickups go up and down the road while I was about to shoot him, and everybody's going 2 or 3 miles deep. I'm not saying that ain't the right thing to do, but this guy was chilling right behind the frickin', I mean, he's 500 yards from the road. Anyway, well, I better get my ass to work. I may send a few more inReach messages, but let's go, baby. Oh. The selfie I always wanted to take, huh? Hey, so I'm just about to start cutting up this bull. I think what I'm gonna do is get all the cut work done. Let's see here. I think I want to get everything ready to pack out. I want to get everything ready to pack out. And there's actually a road right here. I think I just heard another bugle. What the hell was that? Anyway, but I'm gonna get all the meat ready, and then I'm gonna go get my truck. My truck is about a mile down the road, so I'm gonna get all the meat ready right here where I'm standing. Go get my truck, bring it over here, and then just pack 4 or 5 trips of shit down there. So definitely the most easy, lucky deal compared to I was planning on having to do 2-mile trips in and out 4 different times. So imagine this will still turn into a several-hour ordeal. Let's go, baby. I'll stay in touch. So that just happened. That's what's left of my bull. Here we got I got my pack ready. 3 arrows. Like I said earlier, I frontal hard frontal right here. I'm pretty sure that's stuck in his shoulder. That's what I got some flagging tape on the one bag. I couldn't find the broadhead, but just in case, I'm gonna take the butcher shop back home. I already talked to him before I left town, so I just want to make sure those guys know that. But anyway, coming up on this, kind of a shady spot. It was way shadier earlier, but it's nice and cool breeze coming through here. So there's the meat, there's my head. I've got a nice 5x5. I don't know how to age them. I like those front points there. But my jacket, wrapped up in my jacket is my hide. I'm sure I didn't do that quite right, but I'm gonna see if maybe my butcher shop guy is also into, man, I got them flies all over my head. I don't want the freaking blowing full of them. Anyway, I'll deal with that here in a minute. But I think I'm gonna get something to cover this up. I don't want them flies blowing on this thing. So I gotta figure that out right now. Maybe I'll put my puffy jacket on that just to keep it covered. But yeah, just over my shoulder, about 500 yards is the road. I got like a 3/4 mile ruck just to get to the truck. That's what I was doing earlier, is coming down this big ass road and back, just more to kick my ass and do a ruck on the way out. And I'll be damned if this one didn't answer me, which is cool. But anyway, nice. That breeze should be helping this meat cool out. But anyway, I'm gonna go get the truck, then I'm gonna pull down here closer and then just keep multiple pack outs is the goal. So all right, I'll stay in touch. That's the one we're looking for. Holy cow. Here he is. Got all my meat. coolers. Head to town and get some ice. Thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. You know, I don't talk about it a lot. This whole McGrath Outdoors thing, everything else that we've been doing the last couple years. We got a lot of amazing traditions as McGraths. It's the reason I hunt. I've been deer hunting for 30 years and turkey hunting for almost that long. And whether it's deer camp, or opening mornings, you know, a deer season, or even, you know, things like the McGrath shoot and everything we do. But I guess if I was ever to say like what's McGrath Outdoors, or what what's not even about the YouTube thing, that's cute and everything, that might be a fun thing, is what it is. But more importantly, who I am and who I want to be. It's what Grandpa and all the guys that got us here. I want to make new traditions. We need to get out here and elk hunt. I know my dad would love to go. I know my cousins, Jacob, my brother. As far as I'm concerned, this is definitely a new tradition in my household. If I ever have any kids, they'll damn well be in the West. They'll be in the mountains with me. So I'll shut the hell up. I got a lot of work yet to do. I get that all in these coolers and get some ice. I might for 2 days I've been dreaming about a Pizza Hut pizza and a hotel room. So I think that's the program. It may not be Rapid City. It might have to be Laramie or Cheyenne or something, but they get me a couple hours in the right direction. I got to call my my meat processing guy too. But guys, did it.